All right. Welcome back to the GSMC Wrestling Laureate Podcast, brought to you by the GSMC Sports Network. Just kind of reflect on what we talked about real quick. We talked about our WWE SmackDown review. We talked about our WWE Monday Night Raw preview. And we talked about injuries in the WWE that has affected stipulations heading toward Jeddah, Saudi Arabia's King and Queen of the Ring tournament. So next we're gonna talk about our Memorial Monday. Of course, got to go with one of my favorite guys. One of my growing up, absolutely love this guy. Absolutely, such a tragedy. What happened? Uh, Probably one of the biggest tragedies in WWE. Eddie Guerrero, my man, passing on. So that's going to get on into it. So, like I said before, Eddie Guerrero, he was one of the best to do it. Definitely 110%. As a heel or a babyface, this guy just got you on his side. This his in-ring capabilities, his presence on the mic, and just in the backstage. In the backstage, obviously once when a wrestler passes on, they have like a tribute show, and you could just tell just the sadness in everyone's voice that this guy made such an impact in everyone's life backstage. Like everybody needs that one coworker. Everybody needs that one guy that kind of shows them even when if it's a crappy day and or the business is in turmoil and you need that guy and like that sense of positivity and stuff like that. Like Eddie was there. Eddie was there to help young guys. He was there to help, veterans and stuff like that. Like no one was, obviously you acknowledge his in-ring, capabilities and what he established, in terms of titles and stuff like that. But backstage is probably, one of the biggest reasons why Eddie Guerrero was, probably one of the most missed wrestlers, backstage, So, like I said, he was inducted into the Hall of Fame in 2006. Couple quotes. I got a quote from his family members. Eddie was born to wrestle. Absolutely, he was born to wrestle. They had a wrestling ring in their backyard. Gory Guerrero and stuff. That's cool. I would have loved to have that as a kid. Well, not I probably would have hurt myself 110%. But ultimately, I feel like it kind of sucks once when he passed on. Absolutely detrimental. Super sad. See my man right there, Kenneth. What's up, dude? Hope you're having a great night. Glad. Thank you for tuning into my show for just popping in to say hi. Still, just means a lot to me. Definitely, definitely gonna watch your show tomorrow. Huge fan. Absolutely huge fan. He's the host of the GSMC Football Podcast. Definitely a little side story. Definitely, once when I applied at this internship, I was doing a little research about the company and I saw one of his podcasts and I heard it and I was like, damn, this is gonna be badass. This is gonna be pretty cool. So definitely my man, Sensei, the OG, Kenneth, my man. So moving on, more Eddie Guerrero talk, and he was able to take fans from a journey to like even if you loved him, even if you hated him, just he could be like the biggest heel. He could also be one of the biggest baby faces, but they loved him. They loved him. That's what his wife, Vicky Guerrero, said. Sad, his widow. Eventually, she made it to the WWE to kind of, kind of protrude that legacy built in the Guerrero family. Definitely like the Guerrero family. Kind of like was sort of like kind of a bloodline thing. Bloodline with the Roman Reigns, The Rock, Rikishi, older and old like Jimmy Snuka and stuff like that. Like, the Guerreros were prominent mostly in like lucha libre, Mexican underground wrestling and stuff like that. He's wrestled in New Japan Wrestling. He's performed in Mexico and Japan. He's wrestled in ECW, WCW, WWF, WWE, and he was the original Latino Heat. Like, of course, you have Dirty Dom coming here, trying to be the fake man. You're not the real Latino Heat, man. You're embarrassing yourself. Stop it. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm just before I get too worked up here. I'm just kidding. No, but so like I said, he was original Latino. He's won championships like the European Championship, Intercontinental United States, WWE Tag Team titles on consecutive occasions with different partners like Tajiri. He also won with, of course, his nephew Chavo Guerrero. Probably was one of his his best. He was with the Radicals. If you don't know who the Radicals were, it was Eddie Guerrero, Chris Benoit, Dean Malenko, and Perry Saturn. So that was, when they made it to the WWF, they kind of made, they made waves. Definitely made waves. So Eddie Guerrero, he beat Brock Lesnar at No Way Out for the WWE Championship. He was a huge, huge, huge underdog. Eddie Guerrero had to, he obtained this opportunity in this number one contendership in a 15-man battle royal that happened on SmackDown. He was able to come out victorious. win this victory, had his moment. Definitely love it. He had his moment in the ring, obviously, with Chris Benoit and stuff like that too. That was very, very. It was sad. It was, and then looking back on it now, especially what happened to both these guys, absolutely detrimental. Especially, I was a huge fan of Chris Benoit and Eddie. Oh, I that's a hot. I know. I'm just like as a wrestler, and it's still it's still hard to kind of talk about this because I'm like of everything that's happened. But let's move past it and let's move through it. So. He was born and raised in El Paso, Texas. He graduated from Thomas Jefferson High School in 1985. He actually attended the University of New Mexico where he wrestled, which was pretty badass, which is pretty cool. I like that. He feuded with greats like Kurt Angle, Edge, or Adam Copeland, JBL, John Cena, just all these dudes that eventually made it to probably what, shaped the ruthless aggression era. Definitely had to think about Eddie Guerrero if he would have, if he definitely would have been alive still. His trademark move was the Three Amigos, where he would do three consecutive, suplexes, and then he'd get up on the top rope, hit the frog splash, and bam. Definitely one of the best frog splashes in the professional wrestling industry. Obviously, that's the reason why Sasha Banks or Mercedes Moné, that's the reason why her move is the frog splash. And obviously, you kind of see Dominic Mysterio mimicking it and kind of making fun of it. But behind the scenes, behind kayfabe and stuff like that, in reality, you know that he's doing it to honor Eddie. Absolutely. Like, that he's paying his respects. He might be on screen, this total D bag, but honestly, that's his move, man. That's his move. Rey Mysterio and Eddie Guerrero were very, very close. So, you know, kind of love that. You see frog splashes now like so commonly used. Like you see Rhea Ripley also hit the frog splash. You see the Uso splash, and like it's that you gotta help to think that was had something to do with Eddie. I know Jimmy Supervised Snuka did it as well, but Eddie Guerrero is definitely one of the best at the frog splash. So yeah, and even when he passed, you saw match dedications from CM Punk, Rey Mysterio, because these guys they idolized Eddie, they loved him, and unfortunately, what happened? Tragedy. He passed on November 13th, 2005. He was 38 years old. Damn, that was young. TNA, Ring of Honor, OVW, and the CZW did tribute shows, as well as WWE, WWF, obviously. And he's, like I said, he's a Hall of Famer 2016. Definitely, Loved Eddie Guerrero. I remember coming home from school. I This was before cell phones, or no, cell phones were there, but I remember having to like go online to kind of look at my wrestling news and stuff like that. My sister told me when I came in, and she was like, "Hey, Eddie Guerrero passed, dude." And I was like, "No, are you serious? Like that's terrible." That was absolutely like I was just shocked. Gonna admit, I did cry, absolutely cried. And then you watch this. I don't know if any of you guys watched that tribute show. I don't know how many old wrestling fans were here when they had that "I'm here without you, baby," like that freaking Three Doors Down song. And then Johnny Cash is hurt, and it was just oh god, like playing on those heartstrings, man. Too much, too much. I'm breaking down right now. I might cry right in front of you guys. No, I'm just kidding. No. Just kidding. All right, guys. Memorial Monday. Eddie Guerrero, definitely appreciate you. Know you're looking down on us from heaven right now, Eddie. Just know that we love you, we miss you. Definitely appreciate you when you were on this earth. So yeah, let's go ahead and move on with the a little more brighter topic. So recently over the weekend we had our we had Mother's Day. So I want to move into some kick-ass moms that wrestle in WWE, and let's call it Mommy Mayhem. So hey guys, stay tuned.